over the highest spot in the room. Number 14. Japanese Bobtail. Japanese bobtails look pretty much like most other cat breeds, but have one striking difference. They have a tail that looks much more like that of a rabbit. They've been around for many centuries, featuring ancient Japanese art, and because of a decree in 1602 that said all cats should be released to help curtail a rodent infestation, Japanese bobtails soon became the street cats of the country. It's a very affectionate breed and has short hair, so it's easy to look after. Some particularly white ones have a genetic mutation called heterochromia, which means that each eye can be a different color. And while this is possible with all cats, it happens far more often with Japanese bobtails. Number 13. Teacup Persian. Teacup Persians are a highly sought-after breed and are just like normal Persians, but a whole lot smaller. The first documented mentions of the species date back to 1620 when they were imported into Italy from Iran and are now known for their round faces, short muzzles, and long hair. Unlike dogs, which have a genetic mutation that makes them grow smaller, teacup-sized cats are the result of careful breeding and can cause some health problems. Persians, for example, with their short noses can have difficulty breathing if they're bred to be too little. But these features also make them even cuter at such a size. So despite these concerns, they're regularly one of the most popular breeds in the U.S. Number 12. Khao-Mani. Khao-Mani is also known as diamond-eyed cats, or a rare breed that originated in Thailand, and have been mentioned in historical texts from the region dating back to hundreds of years ago. They're muscular cats, have a short, smooth white coat, and can have blue, gold, or odd-colored eyes. Surprisingly, despite having been around for so long, the breed was only internationally recognized in 2009 and are very hard to get a hold of. They used to be bred by the Siam royal family and have elevated status in the local culture, and for a long time could only be owned by those deemed worthy. Now breeders are trying to keep the lineage alive, and they are kept by people around the world. Number 11. Scottish Fold. The first Scottish Fold cat was found at a farm in Perthshire, Scotland, in 1961. She was a white farm cat called Susie and had been born with a genetic abnormality that meant her ears bent and folded in the middle. When she had a litter, the kittens too had folded ears, and with such a unique appearance, the trait was bred by a local farmer. It happens because the cartilage throughout their whole body is more supple than usual and are often said to look like owls. Strangely, this isn't immediately apparent when they're first born, and it's only after around 3 weeks that their straight ears start to develop the telltale fold. Number 10. La Perm. The La Perm breed of cat originated in the U.S. in the early 1980s and was originally a surprise mutation from what was meant to be a breed designed to hunt rodents. They are a medium size and their bodies are quite unremarkable compared to other cats, but their standout feature is, of course, their curly coat of fur. They are curly all over, but the tightest twists are found on the belly, the throat, and beneath the ears. It's a look that would make you believe it's been purposefully groomed that way. And despite the fur being quite long, they're also one of the best hypoallergenic species. Since the original breeding group in the U.S. was established, this is a breed that can now be seen across the world. So much so that there are now clubs and breeding programs for them in the U.S., the U.K., New Zealand, and Australia. Number 9. Norwegian Forest Cat. As the name would suggest, Norwegian forest cats originated in Northern Europe and are well suited to colder climates. Their ancestry has been dated back to around 1000 AD when the Vikings brought a short-haired breed back with them and bred them with local long-haired cats. They are strong, love to climb, and have a long, thick, water-repellent coat. Their eyes are almond-shaped and can be of any color. And they have triangular ears with a tuft of fur at the top. Norwegian forest cats have generally been a common sight in the country for hundreds of years, but reducing popularity in the early 20th century meant that they went almost extinct by the Second World War. A concerted breeding program was established, however, and are now more prevalent than ever. They eat more than most other breeds and can become effective outdoor hunters in the right environment, but will also adapt to an indoor lifestyle if that's what they're used to from a young age. Number 8. Peterbald. This majestic-looking cat is called a Peterbald. and the breed has its origins in Russia, where the first was born in St. Petersburg in 1994. It was a cross between a Don hairless and an Oriental Shorthair, and immediately became popular with those wanting something a little different. They have long muzzles, large ears, flat cheeks, and unusually long legs, and can be born bald or with short, thin coats. Those that do have hair will likely lose it during their lives, revealing their slim, muscular bodies. The Peterbald is an agile and intelligent breed, and with a long whip tail and oval paws, they're able to open lever-handled doors on their own. They're friendly and curious and will choose to spend most of their time with their owners, especially if they're children for them to play with. Number 7. Egyptian Mau. Egyptian Maus are one of the few breeds of cats that are spotted, with markings that appear on the very tips of their coats. They're also recognizable because of their scarab beetle or M-shaped markings on their head, and the dorsal stripe that runs along their back from the head to the tip of the tail. They can be one of 6 different colors: silver, bronze, smoke, black, caramel, or pewter, and they love to sing and make noises. The Egyptian Mau is regarded as a rare species, with only several hundred kittens registered every year, and this may be because even though they're incredibly friendly, they are the fastest breed of domesticated cat and can run at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. They love to explore their surroundings, so won't be around the home for much of the day. They're also extremely sensitive to temperature and don't fare so well in colder climates. But if you have the right environment for them, there's possibly no better breed to have. Number 6. Munchkin. Munchkin cats were first recognized as a breed in 1995 and are typified by their extremely short legs. They can be a wide range of colors, usually weigh up to 9 pounds, and can be short-haired or long-haired. Their body shape means that they aren't agile climbers or jumpers like other breeds, and there are concerns about the health consequences of a feline that's bred to look this way. They're seen as one of the first dwarf cat breeds and are often called sausage cats because of their physical similarities to Dachshunds. One Munchkin cat called Lilliput from Napa, California, currently holds the world record for the shortest living cat in the world, measuring just 5¼ inches tall, and others don't tend to grow much bigger than that. Unusually, their hind legs are usually slightly longer than the front ones, which means they rise from their shoulders up through their back, and this breed is particularly prone to having bowed legs. Number 5. Pixie Bob. The Pixie Bob breed descends from an individual cat that was acquired in Washington State in 1985, which stood out to its new owner because of its spotted coat, short tail, and extra digits on its paws. At first, it was thought they are related to bobcats, but genetic testing has shown their similar markings are purely coincidental. They are fully domesticated and can weigh anything up to 11 pounds. Most have bobcat-like fur, but sometimes have reddish hues mixed in, and have black fur on their paws, the tips of their ears, and lips. When they're born, they have blue eyes, but this color changes as they grow up and turns to a deep green or gold. Their tails can be long or virtually non-existent, but the one feature that breeders and competitions look for in this breed is the distinctive shape of their head. Pixie Bobs are highly social cats, will get on well with strangers and other pets, and are careful and considerate with young children. The breed is known for their frequent chirping, both for fun and to try to get their owner's attention, and they growl too, but rarely meow, and will develop a close bond with their owners. They'll follow you around the house and bring you presents from outdoors, and can be relatively easily trained to respond to voice commands. They're also quite happy to be walked on a leash, and their primary form of affectionate behavior is headbutting. Before we move on, be sure to subscribe to Top 5s with notifications on. Number 4. Savannah. Savannah are the largest of all cat breeds and are actually a hybrid of a domesticated cat and a wild cat from Africa. They became increasingly popular towards the end of the 20th century, and the first one was registered in 1986. They are tall and slim, and this gives them the impression that they're much bulkier than they truly are. Some will weigh as much as 20 pounds, but typically they are no more than 15. The standard pattern for Savannahs is the spotted coat that's like the wild cats from which they originate, but you might also see ones that are white, slightly blue, chocolate, and a variety of other hues. They have pointed ears, very long legs, and fat noses, and they develop hoods around their eyes to help block out bright sunlight. Their heads are taller than they are wide, and they have marks on the back of their ears that look like large eyes and function as a defense mechanism against natural predators in the wild. This is an extremely loyal breed, and they'll follow you wherever you go. They can be trained to fetch balls and sticks, and as long as they're socialized while growing up, they will be friendly to strangers and to other pets in the home. Because of their wildcat roots, savannas have an extraordinary jumping ability and can reach heights of 8 feet and 1 pounce from a standing position. They're also similar to dogs in the way that their tails will wag in excitement and will fluff their tails out as a greeting gesture. Number 3. Manx. Manx cats originate from the Isle of Man, which is in the Irish Sea between Britain and Ireland, and because they were separated from the mainland breeds, they developed in their own unique way. The main feature that they're admired for is their short tail, and there are countless legends told about them in local folklore.
Hi, Chopper.
One story tells of a Spanish galleon that wrecked nearby, and the only survivor was a tailless cat. This is thought to be mere fiction, however, because there are no known tailless cat species in Spain. Another story tells of how the Manx cat was the last animal to board Noah's Ark, and that they were so slow in entering that Noah was forced to slam the door shut and cut off their tails in the process. This legend has been somewhat updated in recent times, and many postcards that you can buy on the island depict the cats having their tails run over by motorcyclists in reference to the high-speed motor race that takes place on the country roads every year. In reality, though, the lack of a tail is a mutation in the gene that defined the development of the spine, and it's something that will be passed on to subsequent generations even if they breed with a non-Manx cat. There are both short and long-haired varieties, and surprisingly, they're just as good climbers as other breeds, and the lack of a tail doesn't affect their ability to balance at all. Number 2. Sphinx. Sphinx cats are probably the most well-known of the unusual and unique cat breeds, but with the way they look and act, it's hard to believe that they actually exist. Despite popular belief, the breed only became established as recently as the 1960s, when a program of selective breeding was undertaken to create a completely hairless cat. The skin is wrinkly and meant to have the texture of chamois leather. While they aren't always completely hairless and may have some whiskers on their faces, their heads are wedge-shaped, and you can see their clearly defined cheekbones around their lemon-shaped eyes. They have strikingly large ears, which don't even have any hair on the inside but feel soft to the touch. Sphinxes have muscled necks and pot bellies, and the cushions on their paws are larger than most other breeds, which gives the illusion that they're walking around on small cushions. They have whip-like tails, and the absence of hair allows you to see how muscly their bodies are. The breed is known for its confident behavior and are highly intelligent, curious, and have loads more energy than most cats. They bond strongly with their owners, often waiting at the front door to greet them when they get home, and are often said to be one of the most dog-like breeds of cat. They're very friendly to other pets and visitors and will happily nestle into anyone that's open to it. The lack of hair means that Sphinx cats need more care than most other breeds, and their skin can see a buildup of the body oils that would normally be absorbed by the hair, and as a result needs to be washed off in the bath regularly. It also means that they have a rapid buildup of earwax that needs to be cleaned out weekly. They also can't be out in the sunlight for too long because they can suffer from sunburn in the same way that humans do. And they shouldn't ever be outside alone because they lack the fur that's essential to maintain their warmth. You might think that without any fur that Sphinx cats would be hypoallergenic, but that's not always the case. Allergies actually happen because of the presence of proteins in cat saliva and gland secretions, and it's present all over their bodies. Despite all these special considerations, people that own Sphinx cats see them as the best breed you can possibly have. If you're able to overcome their sometimes scary look, they can be the perfect addition to any home. Number 1. American Curl. American curls were first bred in the 1980s and are identifiable by their curly ears that form within 48 hours of their birth. In a similar way to the Scottish fold, this happens because the cartilage in the cat's body is weaker than normal, and as a result, you must be very careful when touching their ears to prevent causing any damage. When fully grown, they can weigh up to 10 pounds, and they can be both long-haired and short-haired. Their coats feel silky smooth and lie flat against their bodies, so they don't require very much grooming at all. They're a very friendly breed and love to rub up close to their owners, but may take a little while to be confident when in the presence of strangers. The breed has been increasing in popularity and can be found across the US, Europe, and Russia. but they are regarded as uncommon, so it's still quite rare to see one. Subscribe to Top 5s for more and check out some of our other popular videos.